Hello everyone, it's your bud. This is just a quick video today. Today we're going to be talking about the Cymeks. Now, Cymeks are from the Dune series, and Cymeks were humans that turned themselves into a type of thinking machine. So they used to be human, but at some point in time they've been converted into a cyborg, and instead of cyborg, they're called Cymeks in Dune. Now, they are a robotic body controlled by a legacy human brain. They lived in the 10 or so millennia before the establishment of the Spacing Guild, and of course the Spacing Guild used the spice from Arrakis, from planet Dune, to fold space and travel the stars. So the Cymeks human brains were held in a preservation canister filled with electrofluid. In this state, and with frequent upkeep, the brain could live for tens of thousands of years and could control interchangeable robotic bodies through something named a trodes? I'm not exactly sure of that word. Now, I can't confirm this because I don't know too much about Dune, but they can either send their machine data into another body, sort of like controlling something through the internet, or I think they might be able to remove the actual like brain in a jar thing and put that in a different body. Although that would make them very, very vulnerable. Now, there are some really cool pictures over here. You can see that there's no limitation to the type of body that a cybermech could have. And even down here, there's a picture of a Cymek as a starship. And I called it a cybermech before, didn't I? No, Cymek. So there are Starship SIMEX, there's Cymeks in all these bodies. But I've been thinking a lot lately, and I was thinking, like, could you imagine having a brain of a being in something like a Titan from 40K? Or this is kind of a little bit like Alita Battle Angel. She's very much a Cymek, I would say. Or Major Motoko, whatever, from Ghost in the Shell. She's also, yeah, like that. Or I was watching Altered Carbon, and in Altered Carbon have these discs that store all of your soul, all of your mind, everything in one thing, and it's called a stack. And the stack sort of plugs into the back of your head. And if you take the opposite, and instead of a stack, you take the brain, and instead of having a stack, which is digitized mind, in a grown clone body, which is what they do in Altered Carbon, you can imagine a cyborg that is a machine body with a human brain implanted to it. However, you don't have to have that body be a human. Just like in Alita, there's a bunch of like really, really cool looking things. Some of them want to be human looking. Some of them don't even look close to human. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like Bane or something. But yeah, I really, really like it. And then so I found about these Cymeks, and then immediately when I saw this Cymek as a starship, oh, that intrigued me so much. Can you imagine what it would be like to be a machine that feels the feeling of being a starship that can leave orbit, that can fly through the stars? Can you imagine feeling that as your body? I mean, that's just a really, really neat idea. So the type of Cymeks from Dune, there are a few different varieties. Number one, there are the Titans. Now, the Titans were the original 20 people who conquered and ruled the old empire until the rise of Omnious. And it's not known how many of them became Cymeks and who died as humans. So yeah, that might confuse you a little. So Omnious was this network of machines. Basically, you can think of an Omnious as a sort of like, I don't know, an index of all human knowledge, and there was a bunch of them, sort of like just a big hard drive. So imagine an Omnious. So Omnious is a series of hard drives, and each hard drive was on a planet. Now, the Omnious did communicate with each other, and they would say, oh, this thing happened here, I'm going to send you my backup data. So imagine a hard drive on each planet. The Omnious is very much like the STCs from 40K, the standard template construct, although the Omnious would be the network of them. And then this network was infected, so it did say the original 20 people who conquered and ruled the old empire. Now, that old empire was the first empire of humanity. They ruled a bunch of star systems, but they began to stagnate. They began to become too interdependent with themselves, and there was a rebellion. And out of these people, some of them turned themselves into these Cymeks, these cyber beings. They made bodies for themselves. And one of these original people, someone named Barbarossa, well, someone who took on the name of Barbarossa, had the idea to put this sort of infection into AI that made them aggressive, made them want to take, made them want want to consume. And this thing got an infected Omnious. So Omnious is a series of hard drives on multiple planets, and they all connected into this one network. And then Omnious took control of the Titans. And then after that, there were the Neo-Cymeks. So Neo-Cymeks are all Cymeks who came after the establishment of the first 20 Titans. And those you could all assume would be under the control of Omnious. And so it eventually took control of these Titans. So the old empire had a rebellion of humans that infected some AI, and the AI eventually took over these cyberized bodies of these humans. So the Titans that meant to rebel to save humanity became under the control of this new master of humanity, Omnious. So I really like this. The fact that there's different attitudes. Despite once being human themselves, Cymeks consider themselves superior and the natural overlords of humans who they considered weak in both body and mind. And you can't deny that when they can actually be a starship. When your body is a spacefaring vessel, it's kind of hard to say that the rest of humanity is actually as strong as you are. Consequently, the Cymeks referred to humans in a derogatory manner by using the term coined by the original Titans. I can't actually read or see that one. I'm a bit too far away from the computer. HRETHGIR? I don't know. I'm not going to try saying that. Omnious and his servants later adopted this term. So their ability to detach from their robotic bodies proved both a major strength and a major weakness for the Cymeks. Without their bodies, they were vulnerable to numerous forms of manipulation, and this is where the thing of Omnious came in. Thus, newly created Cymeks were often indoctrinated into total subservience to their new masters, either Omnious or the Titans. So the Titans did manage to stay away from Omnious until eventually, like, the end game, when Omnious worked its way into their network and took control of one of their leaders, and then that made them take control of more and more. But originally, so even the Titans, they once were humans, but then their brain was put in the cyberized body that could be, imagine something the size of the Titans from 40K. Imagine if one of those, instead of having a machine spirit, had a brain. And then imagine if another cyberized being, let's move this over a bit so you can see a bit more of that. So yeah, imagine if a cyberized brain of a human was in a machine like this, or in something like Alita's case. So imagine if Alita eventually modified herself more and more and more and took on a monstrous form of something like this. And then if a new person wanted to go and become a Cymek, they might get themselves basically brainwashed or enslaved to their new masters, and imagine a Cymek as a starship. That's pretty cool, right? So yeah, I was watching some Altered Carbon, and I think Altered Carbon is pretty awesome. It's one of the best ones, and I've been thinking lots about cyberpunk and lots about cyborgs and stuff like that. And yeah, I was just looking through the Dune wiki today, and I saw Cymeks, and imagine a cyborg that decides to leave the human, aesthetic behind and become a starship, become how about a mining equipment? What if you put your brain into mining equipment? What if you put your brain into, anything? It's pretty interesting, isn't it? I think it's really cool, especially when you consider the Titans from 40K. I could really imagine could you imagine the power you'd feel being a Titan if your brain was inside one of those? I mean, the Princeps of the Titans already feel something similar to that, but imagine if you were that machine spirit. There was a good one up here. I liked this one. This one's a cool shot, isn't it? Really cool, sort of in the moss, and I like it. But yeah, I was watching some Alita stuff, and I thought it was super cool, and I'm really into the whole cyborg idea right now. And then the fact that Altered Carbon is the exact opposite. Pardon me, I messed that up. They're the exact opposite. So they have a cyberized mind in a human body, or a sleeve as they call it. So they just 3D print a body and then they just download the mind. Well, it would be the exact opposite with these Cymeks, who would have a cyber body but a human mind. But what human mind would remain fully human when it's in a body the size of a Titan, or in a body that becomes a spacefaring vessel? Could you imagine having planet-destroying technology literally as your fingertips, not at your fingertips, but your fingertips being the very thing that could cause so much damage or so much destruction? I think it's very interesting. Yeah, so thanks. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I feel really bad that I can't, like, I usually try to do a script and then try to put the artwork over top of the video in the script, but I just can't do that today. I am so out of it. I'm too tired to work and I'm in too much pain to sleep. So every single night it takes me at least 4 or 5 hours of lying down before I eventually go to sleep. And then, because I'm just in so much pain, I can't sleep. But then when I'm waking up and then I'm awake and I want to work, I'm too tired to work. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm too tired to work, but I'm in too much pain to sleep. So yeah, this guy right here with his giant cyborg body. I was gonna say cyberized, but then wanted to change to cyborg partway through. Imagine if he kept upgrading until he became a spaceship or a Titan. Someone with his personality, with a body like this, would just be, it would just be terrifying. It would be like the end times. But yeah, I don't know too much about Dune, so I was happy to learn about a cool thing, and the idea of putting a human brain into a cyberized body that could be anything from a spaceship to these giant crab-looking walking things, or I don't know, the original Titans. Let's see if there's any other pictures of the original Titans. There's just this one here, which, I mean, that's not a very good picture, is it? But that's pretty cool. Imagine having no limits for whatever body you could choose, making it a giant scale of, I hate it when it does that, making a giant scale of things. So like, you could be a Emperor Titan sized being, or you could have your brain in a, I don't know, spy bot sort of looking thing. What's this? Oh, never mind, that's spoilers. You didn't see that, pretend you didn't see that. So yeah, I was watching a whole bunch of cyborg stuff, and then I found a brand new cyborg to think about, the Cymeks from Dune. And yeah, please forgive me that I can't do a really cool video with lots of amazing art. I only have a few minutes to do this, and I can tell I'm definitely going to need to lie down. So yeah, I would have put some like Ghost in the Shell in here, but I really truly don't even have the energy to lean over to my computer and to type in Ghost in the Shell, and I better stop looking through the pictures of hot cyborg chicks, or else Google will take me down a complete rabbit hole of that and only that. I gotta do cyborg bodies here. What's any more cool art? I think I just typed in cyborg cyberpunk, and it's just mostly women right now. Or of course that just is probably the things that I've been clicking on. Oh, I've seen this one before. I used this one in one of my videos. I used that one in the 40K AI Emperor video. I came up with this theory of what if the Emperor of Mankind was an AI. So yeah, this video's super all over the place, but man, do I ever wish that I could cyberize my body and not have to deal with all my pain and exhaustion. Just too much pain to sleep, but too exhausted to do work during the day. So yeah, all I can do today is just share this neat idea. What if you could have a body that was a cyborg? Would you choose a human form body, or would you choose something like the... Really, that's as big as the picture was? Or would you choose something like the cyborg Titan body, the Cymeks bodies, these giant things? Or let's see if... No, apparently I can't search for that one. But yeah, that was the Cymeks as a starship. That's pretty cool. Could you imagine if your body was an actual ship? So the Cymeks are kind of the in-between, between something like, let's see, the Major from Ghost in the Shell, or Alita from Battle Angel Alita, and also kind of like the Machine Spirits from 40K. So if the Machine Spirit was the, I don't know, ghost of the cyberized human, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, so I better stop now. I'm done. I need to go lie down. So what type of body would you have if you could make any sort of cyber body? I could imagine anything like the Warhounds or the Titan class, Emperor class Titans, anything like that. So that looks like a Necron one. Or yeah, there's something like the Cyborgs from Alita. Alita has some really cool cyborgs. And then there's the exact opposite from Altered Carbon, where they have the mind digitized and the body just being a thing that you can just print out a new body. And that's why they can have a new actor for whatever season, because they just have the same digitized mind in a new body. I think that's a great idea. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So I think I'll just stop this here. Yeah, I'm done. I need to go lie down. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed learning about these Cymeks and the Titans and, what is it, Omnious of Dune. There's lots of cool Dune lore to be learned, and I'd be happy to learn a few more things and share it with you if that's something you have an interest in. So if you have any interest in learning more about Dune, then just ask me any questions or suggestions, and I might be able to make some more videos of Dune stuff for you guys. I don't know it too well, I've never read it, but I do know enough. I've dipped my toes into Dune every once in a while because there's just so much of Dune in 40K, there's just so much of Dune in Star Wars, and there's just so much of Dune in like all of the things that I love. So all these things lead back to Dune quite often. So yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave this video a like if you want some more Cyborg stuff or some more Dune stuff in the future. Subscribe for daily videos. I make at least one video every single day, even if I can't put all the effort in, and even if I just have to be sitting behind my computer sharing stuff like this. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave any likes, subscribe, and yeah, all of that, and leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.